Good morning, everybody. We're on Roots week number 10, day number 3. The passage for the day is 1 Corinthians 13. It's a very short passage, or a very short chapter. Again, this is one of the best chapters in the whole Bible. You should definitely read it. But here's a good question to ask as we go into this chapter. What makes for a spiritually impressive person? What is it that we should look for in somebody that is some kind of spiritual leader, somebody that is a role model for us? In other words, what is important to God? How do we tell real from fake? How do we do that? I think that this passage helps us answer that. It says, I'm just going to read the first 3 verses, but it says this. It says, "If I speak in human or angelic tongues, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so that I can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. And if I give away all my possessions, and if I give over my body in order to boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing." So what Paul is telling us is that we can be so spiritually impressive. We can look so good on the outside. We can look like, oh man, that person's so gifted. They're a great speaker. They've made all these sacrifices. Look at the way that they live and all this kind of stuff. But if we do all of that stuff, but we don't have love for other people, then what we've done amounts to nothing in God's eyes. Some people talk about how gifted they are and this kind of thing, but so often we can do things, even we can do good things, but we can do it, to sort of make ourselves look good, to look like we're super spiritual and all that kind of thing. And God is not impressed with that. What God wants to see, what God cares about, is for us to love Him and to love other people. This passage gets read at weddings a lot, and this is good wedding advice, just being frank, love is patient, love is kind, all that kind of stuff. Sure, but it's not talking about love just in a romantic, marriage type sense. It's talking about the love that we should have towards all other believers in our lives. That's what we're supposed to have. And so this is the kind of love that you're supposed to show to all people. You want to love all people in the way that it says to right here. That's what makes an impact spiritually. That's what God is looking for spiritually, is love. He's not looking for incredible talent. He's not looking for incredible giftings and these gifts of speech and knowledge and all these sorts of things. What God is most concerned about is that we love each other. Isn't it incredible that Jesus knew that His disciples were going to go on to do miracles, but He said that people would know them not by their miracles, but by their love? Why don't you think about that? What are we known for? Are we known as a church that's flashy? Are we known as a church that has incredible ministries and all this sort of thing? Or are we known as a church that loves people? Until we're known as a church that loves people, if we're known to be, and we're characterized by our love, we won't be the church that God wants us to be.